Alright, part 2 of the basic Warframe tutorial. This is how you're going to interact with all of your crap, and this is what all of this crap is. So, first we're going to select ourselves a Warframe that has low rank, so Rhino. So I only have rank 4 on this puppy. Now that loosely translates to 4 mods are available for me to put on it. It's not exact like that, there are other things that will affect it, but that's basically how it works. Oh, and I went and screwed it up by picking one that has an aura on it, which changes everything. So I'm going to go ahead and go to this configuration. Alright, now we're going to pretend I don't have an aura on, because in this configuration I don't. You'll notice I have 4 mod slots available to me, and that's what that 4 means, and none of them are occupied, so I still have 4 of 4 available. So I'm going to go ahead and grab Iron Skin. I'm going to try and stick it in this slot. Oh, no, well, Iron Skin costs 6, I have 4. It gave me a little, you can't do that. Rhino Charge only costs 2 though, so I'm just going to go grab Rhino Charge. I'm going to go stick that in the slot. There we go. So now here, I've got 2, and I've still got room for 2 more. I could grab another little one called 2. There we go. There's another one that's worth 2. I could stick that on something. Oh, it's an aura mod. It won't let me do that. Sorry, I don't want to confuse you with aura mods. There's a specific reason why I took that one off. Here we go. Speed holster. I'm sure that's fine. Oh, because everything that's 2 is an aura mod. Alright, well anyway, Shotgun Scavenger. There you go. Damn it, they're all auras! Okay, another one that wasn't an aura would be able to go there. Just trust me, I'm not going to spend 10 minutes looking for one. But I'm going to take that off, and I'm going to show you another trick. Because that's how you would basically equip mods. You just keep going until you ran out of room, and you'd pick the ones that would be best for your guy. Now here's one that's specific to this Warframe. Roar. No other Warframe can use this one. Most of these apply to any Warframe I want to put them on, but Roar is specific to the guy I happen to be using right now, who's called a Rhino. Now you notice that I think that might have been the one I put on earlier. It costs 6. I only have room for 4. It went, you can't. Ah, but I actually can. You'll notice there's a little doubly dot symbol up there next to the 6. You might notice it looks very similar to this little slot's doubly dot symbol in exactly the same spot relative. Well, if I take that and I put it in there, whoops, looks like I can equip it. Turns out, you can equip something that has more mod slots than you've got, but you have to take advantage of this polarity thing to do it. And the way polarity works is that anything that gets put in here that matches this polarity, such as Roar, will cost half as much. You'll notice it cost exactly 3. It's what started out at 6, now it costs 3. That's how polarity works. Now what happens if I try and take something that doesn't match the polarity and put it in a polarity slot? That's, where was that original one that cost 2 that I had? Rhino Charge. Now let's say I try and put that in this slot. Oh, look! It cost more than its listed price. That seems weird. That's because the polarity doesn't match. So if you do an unmatching polarity, you're going to penalize yourself. You're going to be able to equip fewer mods if you end up with unmatched polarities. So obviously your goal is to match polarities as often as possible. So I can grab that, put it on 1, and if I had, oh look, Rhino Charge, there you go. So it turns out I was able to put 2 mods on that cost a total of 8 by matching polarities and actually reducing their cost to 4. Now let's say you want to make these mods better. Oh, well actually I'll back out first before we talk about making mods better. Yeah, you can change, yeah, I don't care about that. It's the same thing same thing with the weapon. Exactly. You'll notice there are fewer polarity slots on weapons. That's generally true. Not all of them even have any. So I could grab Critical Delay. I can't put it on. I have 0 mods. I'm not even allowed to put Critical Delay on. Just won't work. Lex is 28. This is my little sidearm. And you'll notice that I have a lot more room for mods on this one. So if you were to total all of these up, they would equal 27, because you can see I still have 1 left over. And Hornet Strike, I believe, actually costs 9, or it might be 10. If it cost 9, it would end up costing 5 after a polarity. It rounds up for matched polarities. So 9 and 10 both cost 5, rather than 9 costing 4. They don't round down. And mods. So how do you make your mods better? Well, every one of these mods has a rank, you'll notice. It's this thing on the left. That has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 black dots. I have not upgraded this mod at all. Absorb has 3. So Ammo Drum can be upgraded 5 times, but has not been upgraded at all. Absorb can be upgraded a total of 3 times, and has been upgraded all 3 times. You can tell by the little white dots. So what would I do if I wanted to make Ammo Drum better? Well, you notice right now it adds plus 5% to ammo maximum. So I'm going to go ahead and grab that one, or I'm going to select it. Now I want to make it better. To make it better, you pick Fusion. As a beginner, ignore Transmute. And Sell. Don't ever press Transmute or Sell as a beginner until you've asked somebody how those work. This tutorial will not cover those. So I want to make this better, so I'm going to fuse it. Now I have to pick stuff to fuse it with. So I'm going to go ahead and grab Antitoxin. even though I only have one copy. Now I click on that, you'll notice as a low-level mod, it's already almost halfway to being upgraded by 1 level, because you can put just about anything in a low-level mod, and it'll only take 2 or 3 of these other mods to upgrade it. Now, if I hit apply, antitoxin is going to disappear permanently. I will not be able to get it back until I go out into the field and earn another one by getting it to drop from an enemy, just like I would with any other mod. You get your mods from basically killing enemies or opening up boxes in a mission. So I don't actually want to fuse antitoxin. It was just being used for demonstration. So I've decided I'm going to cancel. I don't want to fuse that one. Now, I'm going to take ammo drum. I'm going to say, I want to fuse this thing. Now, what do I want to fuse it with? I'm thinking about it, and I say, you know what? I noticed that I have 12 ammo drums, if you look. I could probably spend one of those. I'm going to click on it again. And I'm going to select one just for now. And you'll notice I could actually increase the entire level just by fusing that single mod, which seems strange. Antitoxin is actually a higher, it costs 4, which is a good indicator that it would normally add more when you were to fuse it. Why on earth does something that only costs 2 increase it more? And the reason is because it matches polarities. In fact, not only does it match polarities, it's actually exactly the same mod that I'm fusing. So, Ammo Drum will receive more benefit from a matching polarity mod if I use it to fuse, and it will receive even more if it's actually the same mod. So if I have 12 copies of Ammo Drum and I want to, I'm going to cancel again and start from scratch. So let's say I really want to pump up Ammo Drum big time. I'm going to click Fusion. Hello, Fusion. Thank you. And then I'm going to say Ammo Drum. And it's going to say, how many do you want? I'm going to go, I want them all, baby. Give me 11. I managed to raise it. Look, it would actually go all the way up just from using 11 super cheap, super common little mods. I could actually get it over halfway to its maximum rank. And it's all because every single one of those mods matches polarity and is the same mod, so they'll add a lot more. If I were to do exactly the same thing with Charged Chamber, even though Charged Chamber is actually a far more valuable mod inherently, because the polarity doesn't match, and because it isn't the same mod, it's going to add barely anything, even if I had 12 copies of it. Now, that's not the only way you can fuse. There's an even more direct and simple way to fuse, in which you don't have to worry about losing mods. So if I had fused with all 12 Ammo Drum mods, what would have happened is, or rather the 11 remaining ones, what would have happened is I would have had this one, which is separated because technically somebody has it equipped. You can tell by the little symbol on the lower right, little 3-pronged symbol with a triangle in the middle of it. That means that there is a Warframe currently in my manifest that has that mod equipped. So it is separated from the stack of 12, just to indicate that this one is currently equipped by somebody. So if I were to use that mod to fuse, whatever Warframe had it equipped would suddenly lose the benefit of that mod. So what if I don't want to lose any mods? What if I don't want to spend any of the mods that I have to raise the level of other mods? What if I want to save them? Well, I can fuse using these guys. You just click on over here to the last one in the category, which is called Cores, and you will just fuse using these guys. As you can imagine, they are different levels. That's a legendary core I haven't used yet. This is the lowest level core, which would be one little white square, which would raise a, if you were to fuse using this, it would add very, very little. Which doesn't mean it's valueless. If you only have a tiny titch left that you need to complete fusing something up to a rank, you kind of want to use the smallest thing possible because, well, I guess it depends. But so in many cases, you'll want to use the smallest one possible, just so you don't waste it. You certainly wouldn't, if you only had like a tiny titch left to mod, you wouldn't want to waste one of these like golden guys up here at the top, because these guys can raise a mod by a great deal, so you don't want to waste them. So if you only had a little bit left to go, you'd use one of these little guys down at the bottom that doesn't even have like the normal full 3. Average mods are these guys here. This is what you'll normally find. They'll have 3 ranks, and they'll add a lot to a low rank mod, and they'll add very little to a high rank one. And then as you go up through the list, you'll notice that you'll start to see ones of different colors and that have 5 ranks instead of 3. And the gold ones with 5 ranks are, I believe, the ones that will actually raise it the most, and those ones are very valuable. And you want to use those on your really high level mods. As you would imagine, a mod that is rank 0 costs very little to raise, but a mod that is in 8 of its 9 potential ranks is going to cost a lot to get up to the 9th one. I should have said 9 out of 10. It doesn't really matter. The numbers are irrelevant. When you're on the, like, as you increase each rank, it gets more difficult to raise them. Those are the basics. I think I'm going to stop there because this is long enough and it's just going to get confusing from here. That's as much information you need, really, to play Warframe for a good long time before you need more to understand more. Just don't forget, You have your Warframe and your 3 different weapons. Each one will be modded differently. Get some advice from people about what mods to put on where, but for the most part at early levels, the mods explain themselves fairly well, and you'll understand what you're doing. And the numbers on the lower right that you can see right now for Dakra Prime, you can actually come in here and check in between adding and removing mods and actually see how these numbers change. So if you're wondering like, wait, does this do this or does this do that, you can put it on, you can come back to this screen, and you can look at the change in the numbers. So if I saw something that added to wall attack and I came back here and 288 went from 288 to like 298, I would be like, oh, I don't think I want to bother. But if it went up to like 400, I'd be like, ooh, maybe I'll keep that on. So there you go. Hopefully that's enough. Good luck.